Hey guys, this is Hawkeye and I am back with Ice Lakes and we are on to the next map and that is the Rice Terraces. This is the third of the Asian maps and the third one that has the big Common Carp besides the one called Dam, which is not an Asian one. It really has the biggest of all of them. But we're going to be doing that in the next episode, which hopefully will happen before the end of the year. But we are going to go ahead and look at the gear that I've set up for this, and we are going to be using the silver bite, which is good for carp, as it says here, common carp, black crappie, salmon. If we do decide to change over, we might change over to the Babylonian Emperor. That's supposed to be another one that's good for it. And for the attractants, we are going to be using the glitter, which again is good for common carp. We might run into Chinese perch here. I'm kind of hoping we might, but they're not going to be as big as some of the other things we could catch. And the neon predator which is specifically for common carp. So everything's common carp oriented because I have a feeling most of these missions have to do with the largest fish. Now the most fish is really difficult to pull off. Trust me. For these particular ones. So we're going to focus on common carp and anything else that's big here. I don't think we have koi or bighead, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the game. Now we can go with total weight or total amount, which like I said, that's hard. Perch, I don't think those type of perch will count. I think they do have perch here, I believe. No, they don't. Hold on. Yeah, I don't think they have perch here. So that wouldn't work very well here unless they count Chinese perch as the perch for that mission. Now, the biggest common carp I've caught here is 26 pounds. Obviously, I've caught much bigger than that elsewhere. I haven't fished this as much as I have the other two Asian maps. So I know the best places to go would be in the evening, as deep as we can go, either here or here. So we're going to go ahead and stick with evening, 30 minutes in the winter, and try to figure out what we should do. 3 biggest fish or the biggest fish? Okay, let's see. We already have balance. We can't do that so easily. Well, if we go with total weight, it really doesn't matter what we catch. Let's just go with total weight. And again, focus on the deepest areas. We need to get down there as quickly as we can. Okay, I can run down there. I wasn't sure if I could. They did it, so they can do it. Well, I can't do down the rocks. And playing around here, we gotta get down here, daggone it. Okay, there we go. Alright. In the deep area. Fortunately, sorry about that, we got an ambulance going by. Alright, we are in a deep zone. You're definitely in the deep zone. Not super cold like a lot of times I've been here. So I don't think we're going to have too much freeze up. Let's put a little, wait a minute, I already thought I had that. There it goes, okay. This is supposed to be the best for common carp, and it has worked so far. Now, if I really wanted to challenge myself, I could do this at night, but since I don't normally catch big carp here that often. We're going to take it easy here and see if we can't get lucky. I think 25 pounds is 25 or 26 was my record, something like that. It's decent size, but it's not as big as some of the other ones. I mean, 60 plus pounds for the other locations. It is still freezing up. Well, so far, not getting any interested parties here. We got something small, and if it turns out to be flounder, probably that's what it's going to be. Yep, take on it. Let's lift it off the bottom just a little bit. Flounder's not going to help us any. Somebody's going to get more than that. I tell you, I have actually played this, and you probably saw it wasn't this last episode, I don't think. The one before that, I didn't win. I came in second, so I don't always win. Sometimes the lakes are just very challenging. I think it's one of the reasons why I haven't played this for that much. It's really challenging. Yeah, this isn't a very big fish either. Bluegill. Wow, we're rocking it here. Half a pound. Yeah, I think I'm moving. So far, I'm not too happy with this. Alright, let's try over here. I have caught them here plenty of times. Definitely have. Swear to God. Come on. There's got to be a big carp down there somewhere. Yeah, I'm just not getting anything that big. Bigger flounder. Let's try in the middle of the water table, since the flounders seem to be prevalent deep. If we get a salmon, it'd be better, because at least it's bigger. This is total weight, so it doesn't have to be only carp. A lot of species found here. I just like going for the bigger ones because they get the total weight faster. Okay, that's a little better. A little more impressive. Not quite enough. I'm thinking it might be a couple of pounds. That's a decent sized bluegill. But I don't want bluegill. Doggone it. What is with the bluegill? There we go. I don't think that's a bluegill. There we go. First common carp. Not a huge one, but it is a common carp. So that's a better sign. Let's go a little bit deeper. At least we're not getting flounder. So we know common carp are here. I just need something to yank the living dickens out of it. Because right now, I am not doing very well. And I have a total of 5 pounds of fish. Okay, now we're talking. Maybe about 10 pounds. But definitely a better fish. It might be better than 10 pounds. I don't know. Let's see here. Oh. 21 pounds. Now we're talking. Now we've got something on here. About stinking time. I guess we just had to find the right level in the water table. That's always a trick sometimes. Sometimes they're just not found on the bottom. Now, common carp usually eat off the bottom, but then of course flounder are bottom fish, which is why they're flat. Flounder and halibut are flat fish. They like to bury themselves in the sand. And their eyes are on one side of their bodies, so their eyes are there so that they can see their prey. And they just jump up and grab them. Alright, come on. Can't be the only common carp in this darn lake. Thing is, I do know they're here, so I might, before I leave, do one more thing, and that's change lures. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Well, say goodbye to the silver bite. We are going to put on oh heck, which one was it? It wasn't the vertical. Whoops. The Babylonian Emperor. We'll see if they go for that. Maybe under these lower light conditions, maybe they see the orange a little better. It's possible. Maybe it looks more like plant material, which is what they tend to eat on. Yeah, common carp like peas, they like corn, they like a lot of vegetable matter. And they usually eat off. There we go. Okay. That was it. Not as big as the last one. Only a couple of pounds, but we still got his attention. And that's something. Yeah, so far, I don't know, guys. This could be kind of close. Got to remember, though, I'm not going to get any 60, 70 pound common carp here, probably. You just don't come that big here. This was the dam or the Chinese gardens, you know. But here, still anybody's game. Alright, I give up. I give up. I am moving. So, let's head over to this one. Alright, up here. Looks like some of these guys are trying over their luck here on the terraces themselves. Yeah, this spot right here in the center hasn't even been attempted yet, which is kind of strange. You would have thought somebody was up here. Okay. Yeah, due to this terrain, when we have 2 minutes left, we need to go back to the starting because we have to go all the way across and get across all those rice terraces. Now, I've caught plenty of them here too, so I'm hoping maybe they're here since they weren't all that much in the main part of the lake. If we don't get this in a couple of minutes, then we'll go back to the silver bite, see how that does. There we go. Okay. Finally. I don't think this is a flounder. It is a really big bluegill. Holy crap. You understand how big a 2.33 pound bluegill is? I mean, that is like a monster. Now, I've caught ones that are 4 pounds before in real life. And they just absolutely look huge. I mean, thick old fish. One heck of, I mean, each fillet can make a sandwich. There we go. A little bit better. I don't know. If it's another bluegill, we go to the silver bite once more. Yes, it is another bluegill. Jeez. What is the deal with the bluegill? Silver bite. Let's go back. No Chinese perch yet, which is kind of weird. Get all the slush out of the way here, and let's see if we can't get them to go after a silver bite. Yeah, I know there's got to be a big common carp down there, but he is eluding me. Tell you what, I am just not getting anything to bite. Yeah. Probably another bluegill. Nope, there's a sander. We'll take him. Not exactly what we're after, but we'll take him. We'll try shallow this time, see if that doesn't get anything. If we don't get anything, we'll go on the bigger terraces and see if we can't get anything to bite there. I'm really surprised because the majority of them I've caught have been in the 2 locations I've taken you to. So, and at the same times. Alright, this is going to be the last one because I am moving. We're running out of time fast and all we're getting is bluegill. It just kills me. Doggone bluegill. Alright, let's go ahead and pull stakes here. Let's take a look at the map, full map. And we're over here. There's another little lake area over here that we could focus on. We could try one of these little, like I said, one of those little terraces and see if we have any luck in those. At this point, anything's worth a try. And we might not do anything, or we might get really small common carp. Let's at least give it a shot. Try this for a minute, then move down to the next one, something like that. Come on. There's got to be a big common carp somewhere. Whoa. Not bad. Alright, there's a common carp there. That's a good sign. He isn't big enough, but we did get one. Are they in the shallow rice paddies this time? It could be. Wish I'd known that about 15 minutes ago. Wow. I'm starting to think my technique is off. There's a Xander. Yeah, we're seriously running out of time. Seriously running out of time. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this off or not, guys. We really need a ringer here. We need something much, much bigger than what we caught before to know for sure. And we're just not getting it. Yeah. Let's try one more time. Yeah, these guys look like they know what they're doing here, but I'm going to try this a little bit deeper. A number of holes here, so then we might have been successful. I don't know. Let's see. We only got about a minute and a half. Keep our fingers crossed, and something big is lying in wait. That's all we can do is hope. All we can do. Big old massive carp sitting on the bottom of this little rice paddy here. A rice terrace. Well, something bit, but I think I was too slow. Too slow. Wasn't very big. Come on. You gonna tell me they're in one single common carp of decent size? There we go. This may have to be our last one. I don't know. I'll have to see here. Oh, it's a koi. How cool is that? First koi. Not at all what we're after, but it is in the carp family. Koi carp. Lots of different types of carp. The United States is one of the few places where the people generally do not eat carp. Which I never really quite understood why, because we were the ones that brought them here. They're not indigenous here. Well, we need to get back. We do not want to forfeit because of time. And I don't know if I can make it up the side of this mountain or not. We're going to see if we can do it. Yep, we can do it. All right. Well, all right, guys, I'll bring you back once the clock ticks down. But, yeah, we didn't get any monsters or anything, but I think we've got at least a chance, honestly. All right, looks like all the players are here. Yeah, it could be anybody's game, guys. Anybody's game. Survey said I did it. I actually did it. Beat him by 14 pounds. That one fish was enough to pull me over the top, I guess. Next one was Jaco Congus at 30.98 pounds. He caught 28 fish. To see if we were competing for number, he'd have wiped the floor with me. But even though I actually caught less than 3 other people, I still caught the biggest fish. So that's what matters. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please be sure to share, comment, like, and subscribe. And I will be back with another episode of Ice Lakes. This time we will be going to the dam. And if there's any place we might catch a really large fish, we are most likely to catch it there. So anyway, guys, as I always say, aim straight, cast far, and have fun. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.